So the question is now, how do we calculate this AN subline and bar AN? So the trick to calculating such numbers is by using summation notation. So what is summation notation? Well, basically, summation notation is a notation for adding arbitrary real numbers. So here we have a set of n real numbers, and then we define this symbol. It's read the sum from I equals 1 to n of ai, and then it's defined to be, well, basically just the sum of a1, a2, and so on up to an. So how should one read this? Well, the I here is the same as the I there, right? There's a 1 here. This indicates that we start our summation from 1, and then we go up to I equals n, which is what we see here. So you should note that if you have something like this, it's equal to something like this. In fact, there's a mistake here. It's not wrong what I've written, but there was supposed to be an I down here and a j down here. The point is that if you sum I equals 1 to n ai, then it's the same as the sum from j equals 1 to n aj. Right? The index down here is just a dummy variable. So here are some examples. You can take I equals m to n, 1 over I. So I is now the dummy variable. It starts being m and it ends up being n. I can now control my m and my n over here. So in this case, where m is 1 and n is 5, it's the same as what we have here. I equals 1 to 5, 1 over I. That's the same as 1 over 1, 1 over 2, 1 over 3, 1 over 5, and 1 over 5, the sum of that. And what you get is this number here. I could also have written j equals, note now that my dummy variable is called j equals m to n, j squared, which in this case with m equals 1, n equals 5 is j equals 1 to 5, j squared. And then you get 1 squared plus 2 squared plus 3 squared plus 4 squared plus 5 squared, and it turns out to be this number, 55. You also have made something more complicated. So in this case, you have k equals 1 to 5, k squared minus 1 to the power k plus 1. So first you plug in k not only here, but also up there. So you get 1 squared at the bottom and minus 1 to the power 1 plus 1 at the top. So this in total will be what is minus 1 to the power 2? It's 1, right? Minus times minus is plus, divided by 1. So this is just a 1. This is minus 1 on top, 4 at the bottom, and so on. And if we now change the limits, you can see how this changes. You should just, instead of stopping at 5, you should now stop at 11. So we have 11 down here and 11 up here. Likewise here, 11 and 11. You end up with this, you end up with this. If I change my initial value, now I start at 5, here I start at 5, and here I start at 5, then I get this instead. So that's how it works. So that's summation notation.